Hello everyone, hope you are doing all great. So we are Team 12 and we welcome you again in our second video. So in this video we are going to talk about educational technologies. Great, so in this video we are going to talk about, as a first point we have introduction. The second stage is defining the teaching stage and the strategy. The third stage is defining the lesson's specific features. The fourth one is the way of applying the strategy to explain my lesson. The fifth one is the way of applying the technologies to explain the lesson. The sixth one is lesson plan, as well as the conclusion. Great, so let's start with the introduction. So the book titled Using Technology with Classroom Instruction That Works, second edition, was published in 2012 and it has 267 pages. It was made by Howard Pitzler, Elizabeth Hubel, as well as Matt Kahn. The book comprises of 8 chapters, but the focus is on the fourth one, which is Cues, Questions, and Advanced Organizers. This strategy helps beginners and intermediate learners to develop their understanding, gives the opportunity for teachers to assess students' shortcomings, as well as it provides hints about the lesson content and adopted technology tools used during that lesson. The teaching stage and strategy, the second stage. Cues, questions, and advanced organizers are among the tools and strategies that teachers use to set the stage for learning, and they are most effective when used before a lesson. These tools help students to develop an understanding and enhance their abilities to retrieve, use, and organize what they already know about the topic. This chapter explains how to use cues, questions, and advanced organizers as the beginning of each lesson or unit, and how it focuses on the important content to come. It also shows how cues, questions, and advanced organizers can motivate students by tapping into their curiosity and interest in the topic. So here we have cues, which provide hints for students about the content of a lesson. We have also questions which provide teachers with the opportunity to assess what students do not already know. We have advanced organizers, which are introduced before a lesson and should provide a conceptual framework to help students organize concepts and instructional material, and it has 4 types. We have the expository one, which describes the knowledge. We have the narrative, which presents new information in story format. We have skimming throughout or through information, graphic organizers, pictographs, descriptive or conceptual patterns, and concept maps. Great, so let's move now to the third stage. Defining the lesson-specific features. The educational technologies topic is helping students develop understanding. The learners will be able to develop their comprehension skills in the classroom. The role of the teacher is to provide comprehensible input in his class by using supportive techniques to make language and content understandable to students. Moreover, understanding is a skill that can be developed through training or experience. So the teacher uses the 2 major types of inputs. We have the listening inputs, which provides students with different types of knowledge required for language learning. Then we have the reading input. In the limited time of 1.5 hours, the teacher uses different materials in his lesson. This can include textbooks, plays, digital learning resources as video, audio, as well as animation and images. And now let's move to the next stage, which is how do I apply the strategy to explain my lesson? Pre-teaching is an essential stage of lesson planning where Teachers focus on engaging students' interest and motivating them by tapping into their curiosity. This stage involves assessing students' prior knowledge and using various instructional strategies to connect new ideas with that they already know. Cues and questions are commonly used by teachers to elicit responses from students and their familiarity with the subject matter. By asking questions, teachers do not only encourage students' participation, but also ensure that students are attentive and following them. Visual aids such as images, arrows, and maps are partially useful for helping visual learners grasp new material. Advanced organizers, first introduced by David Ausubel in 1960, are cognitive strategies that teachers employ to assist students in learning and retaining information. They come in various formats, including lists of prior knowledge, questions about what students want to learn, and summaries of what they have learned. Graphic organizers are visual tools that provide students with a framework for organizing and understanding new knowledge by depicting relationship between concepts. By employing cues, questions, advanced organizers, and visual aids, teachers create a framework that helps students transition from the knowledge to the known to the unknown. This approach guides students' learning journey, making it easier for them to grasp new material and ensuring they are well prepared for upcoming content and activities. In conclusion, pre-teaching plays a vital role in lesson planning, and teachers use a range of tools and strategies to engage students' interests. How do we apply the technologies to explain the lesson? There are many technologies that can be used in conjunction with cues, questions, and advanced organizers to enhance learning and improve comprehension. Here are some technologies that can be used in conjunction with these strategies. The first one is interactive whiteboards that teachers can use them to create interactive activities that help students explore and understand concepts. The second one is learning management systems, LMS. LMS platforms can be used to create and organize instructional content, including cues, questions, and advanced organizers. The third one is digital note-taking tools. Digital note-taking tools like Evernote and OneNote can help students organize and retain information by allowing them to take notes and capture screenshots. The fourth one is online quizzes and assessments. It can be used to assess students' understanding of content and reinforce learning. Teachers can use platforms like Kahoot and Quizlet to create interactive quizzes and games that engage students. The fifth one is augmented reality, AR. AR can be used to provide students with a more immersive learning experience by overlaying digital content in the real world. For example, students can use AR apps to explore historical sites or create 3D models of scientific concepts. The last one is educational apps like Duolingo, Khan Academy, and BrainPop can provide students with additional resources and activities to enhance the learning. So our favorite technology to explore the lesson is conferencing tools like Zoom and Google Meet. It can be used to deliver virtual grammar lessons and provide opportunities for students to ask questions and participate in discussion. Teachers can use these tools to share their screen and demonstrate grammar rules and examples. Great, so let's move now to the sixth and the last stage, which is lesson plan. So for the title, we have developing listening skills. That its objective is that by the end of the lesson, Students will be able to demonstrate improved listening skills through comprehension of a recorded passage. The level is intermediate, the duration is 1 hour, the material used is recorded passage, audio or video, question prompt for pre-task and post-task, phases, whiteboard or flip charts, written materials for students. For the procedures, we have warm-up that greets the students and engage them in a brief conversation related to the topic of the listening task, ask a few general questions to achieve their background knowledge and generate interest in the topic. Write their response on the whiteboard or flip charts. The second procedure is pre-task phase, where that takes 10 minutes. So the warm-up takes 5 minutes and the pre-task phase takes 10 minutes. So the pre-task phase introduces the listening task by providing a brief overview of the topic and its relevance. Share the objectives of the task and explain its importance for improving listening skills and ask specific questions related to the topic to assess the students' prior knowledge and generate discussion. Encourage students to share their opinions and experiences related to the topic. Write any new vocabulary or important points on the board. The third one is the task phase that takes 25 minutes. So this phase take or play the recorded passage for the students, provide clear instructions for the listening task, such as listening for specific information, main IDs or details. Students listen to the recording individually or in pairs, as per the class size and dynamics. After listening, give students a few minutes to discuss their understanding of the passage with a partner. Encourage students to actively engage in the cast, be engaged in the task by asking them to take notes or underline key points. The fourth one is the post-task phase that takes 15 minutes, and this one facilitates a class discussion based on the recorded passage. Ask comprehension questions about the main idea, supporting details, or any other relevant aspects of the passage. Give students the opportunity to share the answers and discuss them with the class. Provide feedbacks and clarifications as needed and address any misconceptions that may arise. Encourage students to reflect on their listening experience and identify areas for improvements. The last one is wrap up that takes 5 minutes as the first one, and this one summarizes the main points covered during the lesson, reinforce the importance of active listening and its role in effective communication, provide additional resources or suggestions for further practice outside the classroom. Thank the students for their participation and encourage them to continue developing their listening skills. Great, so let's move now to the sixth stage, which is the last one. Conclusion. To conclude, the present study examines tools adopted while learning and different tips for teaching using cues, questions, and advanced organizers. These tools create a framework that helps students focus on what they are about to learn, as well as help to organize major concepts and instructional materials. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for your attention.